Peace, Almighty. Peace. Peace, family. It's yours truly, man. Brother Prophet Williams, Tahuti Colossal, the Wolf of Black Wall Street, Sensei Julio Giovanni, Baby Buddha, the Preacher's Kid, the New Beavis, I Want Nothing But Head, all that amazing shit, all the above. Just here, man, just to run some shit on y'all, man. It's extremely important, extremely important. I got my notes today. So I can stay on the path and I can stay within the itinerary and within the bulletin of the shit that I actually intend on covering today. You know, very important, dog. Extremely important for all the gods and the goddesses, those that are part of God's body, that are part of this God, that are part of God's body at this time, man, to take note, acknowledge, assemble, make the proper assessments. There's always room for improvement, so making the proper adjustments so that we can win this war, dog. So that we can win this war, you know. Because ultimately, that's something that I think us as humanity have failed to acknowledge. The fact that we were born in a true spiritual war. And the spiritual war is above, totally transcends the physical war. As above, so below, you know. The below is the physical, the flesh. And the spiritual war is the one that really rules, is the crown of it all. The spiritual war is the crown chakra of it all. And once we can even grasp knowledge on this situation and how to more harness the energy of the crown chakra of humanity, then we can break from the spells of the confines of the beast which we have encountered galactically. This is a galactical encounter. As much as we may not see it as this, but I just explained, as above, so below, brothers and sisters. So this is indeed a galactical encounter, which we are undergoing here on planet Earth, you know, individually and as a collective. The only thing that makes us earthly or terrestrial is having human bodies, brothers and sisters. The textbook definition of terrestrial is earthly. And again, we are spirits and parts of God's body that have come down and taken this physical spacesuit so we can experience a human life, a human life. So very important to take note of the war. And like I say, as above, so below. And the crown rules the physical. The spiritual rules the flesh. So we take note of how we've been programmed spiritually, then we could begin to manifest things on earth here that we have never before. I tell people all the time, man, you know, with the right programming and right thinking, humanity could actually summon UFOs and spaceships. We could actually summon UFOs and spaceships with right thinking and true collective consciousness. And I have to cover all these things before I even get to my notes and the shit, because these are the things where I'm laying the groundwork and letting you understand how important humanity is compared to the programs, the social engineering programs of racism, hatred, the program of the synagogue of Satan. Today we will be talking about the synagogue of Satan. Scripture tells you about the synagogue of Satan. I know of you who call yourself Jews but are the synagogue of Satan. You know what I'm saying? So with us acknowledging and taking careful note and analyzation of all of the different moves and tactics of the synagogue of Satan, we will be able to bear witness of the pure evil which exists in these who, again, call themselves Jews, but are the synagogue of Satan. And to be the synagogue of Satan, we have to define, what does this mean? This means to keep you a slave forever, to keep you in damnation forever. That is hell. See, you have been convinced, brothers and sisters, that hell is a place that you go in the afterlife, that you go in the transitioning stage after you supposedly die. They have convinced you that hell is something that happens afterwards, when hell is going on right here for so many people right now. Your heaven and hell is right here on this planet. One man's God is another man's devil. So the God that these so-called Jews serve, that the synagogue of Satan serves, have they made you a follower of their God? Unconsciously, subconsciously, inadvertently. These are the things that we will have to diagnose for ourselves, individually and collectively, to exalt ourselves, to free ourselves and move forward. These are the things that we will have to acknowledge. The mechanisms of the beast. A wise person once said, in order to solve any issue, you must first be honest about the problems. Far too many times we have wrongfully and inaccurately diagnosed the problems. And when you do that, everything else is going to be off. Everything else is going to be chaos. If you fail to properly diagnose the problem, everything else will only be chaos. It only makes sense, right, brothers and sisters? As above, so below. I'm just going to keep saying it. If you fail to properly diagnose the true issues, then everything else will spin completely into chaos. Just like a car. If you fail to diagnose the issues that you're having on that car, then that's just going to cause other problems down the line. Other shit will be affected down the line. Just like a fucking car, right? This is the vehicle of humanity. This is the vehicle of the universe. This is the vehicle of your being, your soul, on three levels. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And again, you have to understand at this point, especially for my people, especially for black people in America, or natives, or Israelites, Moors, whatever you want to call yourselves, brothers and sisters, people of African ancestry, as America defines you. And I tend to agree with that definition. However we want to call it. Sticking together is the only fucking chance that we have as a collective. Seriously. Sticking together is the only chance we have as a collective. It's the only thing we haven't tried. Coming together and sticking together. It's the only chance we have. You know. Because, like I was saying before, man, in economics, I learned that an economy is knowledge and resource sharing. An economy is not silver coins, gold coins, and gold and paperback and money and shit. That's not an economy. The stock exchange, that's not an economy. An economy is knowledge and resource sharing. And just so happens that black people in America, African people of African ancestry, whatever you want to call us, Moors, however you want to define yourselves, we are the ones that share knowledge and resources the least. If we look around, all of the groups of people, all of the ethnicities that have power in this world and in this country, they share knowledge and resources better than we do. That's the pure issue right there. They share knowledge and resources better than we do. You can look at the Asians. They share knowledge and resources better than we do. The Jews, regardless, and in spite of all the fuck shit they've done. We know all the fuck shit they've done to us, but they still stick together better. White people, you can say white people and Jews are two different things. You say they stick together better. Mexicans, the Hispanics, however you want to say it, because Mexicans ain't just the whole Hispanic race. Nah, the motherfuckers stick together better. So clearly, sticking together must be the key ingredient in a successful collective. As an individual, we're not talking about individual success. We're talking about the collective success right now. In a collective success, working together and sharing resources is the best chance that you have of success as a collective. Working together and sharing resources. And black people in America, and black people in America just so happen to do that the least. So it stands to say, it stands to argue that, hey, that's the solution. That's one of the only solutions. And it must be because, again, we ain't even tried shit yet. Very important. Because if we don't, niggas gonna continue to be exploited and picked apart, bro. You know, just like I was watching this video, you know, and my heart goes out to the sweet, my heart goes out to baby doll. You know, she was crying, talking about how she's tired of being the token black girl at her job and shit. You know what I'm saying? And she was saying how, you know, all the time she's getting fired and shit, and it's the, you know, her white coworker who they end up giving everything over her, you know. And again, I say that's because we don't have that family structure. You know, some call it racism. I just call it family structure that we don't have, dog. You know what I'm saying? Or i.e. culture. Some people say culture. Family structure and culture, same thing, same shit. You're talking about the exact same thing. So when you look at it from that perspective, again, it only makes sense to stick together. It only makes sense. Because everything outside of us is only programmed. We are in a system of capitalism, whether y'all understand this shit or not. We are in a system that is predicated upon capitalizing off of your failures and off your fucking ignorance, off of everything that you don't know. This system is predicated upon capitalizing off of all that shit, off of all of your failures and everything you don't know. Why don't brothers and sisters understand it? The more we fail, the richer they gonna get, the richer they gonna seem. And shit like that. The more powerful motherfuckers gonna seem. That's what capitalism is. And I can't knock them for that. I really can't knock them for that shit. I really can't. We got to understand this, dog. If niggas don't work together, we just gonna continue being picked apart, bro. Picked apart. You feel me?
Appreciate it. I'm sitting on Cash App.
Niggas gonna continue being picked apart. And it's heartbreaking, right? Because, and especially if you from Georgia, man. Georgia is an at-will state. That's why my heart goes out to Shawty, you know, who is going through that. But that's the type shit that is the fork in the road that makes bosses right there. You know, once you start to see that, bruh, no matter what, these folks ain't gonna never do me right. These folks ain't gonna never do me right. I might as well be out here on my own. I might as well learn how to fucking tread the water on my own, for real. Because even if I do the best job here, these motherfuckers still ain't gonna never do me right. So I might as well try my own thing. And damn it, shit, it only makes sense to go fucking hard, bro. Cause I was trying to be my best here for these motherfuckers. So when I get my LLC, when I get some shit in my name, it only makes sense to sacrifice and do my fucking best. And again, that's the fork in the road that makes bosses right there. That's it right there. You know? And we have to prepare our children for this type of shit. That's why subconsciously it don't make no sense to our kids that we telling them, oh, do this, do that. You need to go get a job. You need to go get that. Because why would we be telling them to do that? Knowing that they can run into shit like this. And do you know how that fucks somebody up, bro? Do you know how that fucks somebody up mentally? Do you know how that hurts somebody mentally? Man, y'all gotta fucking talk to me today. Do y'all know how that hurts somebody mentally, man? Especially a child, man. You know what I'm saying? We pushing them out here in society, telling them, oh, go get a job, go get this and go get that, you know? And we're not even giving them the disclaimers that, hey, look, it's some fuck shit out there, fuck shit gonna happen. But look, it ain't about that. This shit is about getting your motherfucking paper. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand strong through all that fuck shit, because that's just life right now. Fuck that shit. You got to stand strong through that shit, but get your motherfucking focus on your paper. We ain't teaching them how to be tunnel vision because we ain't teaching them that side of the shit. We ain't giving them the disclaimer to that shit. Up here telling these kids, go get a job, go get this, go get that. And once some fuck shit happen at the job, you know, we looking at the kids like it's their fault, knowing damn well that these jobs be pulling bullshit. And it fucks up the whole mental of our kids, dog. Because they feel like they're doing something criminal, knowing damn well they ain't. Bro, come on, man. We have to prepare our kids for what the fuck this shit is doing, bro. We have to protect them, man. We have to protect them, bro. Because we pushing them into a cruel, unfair fucking world, bro. And we got to have their back. And they got to know we got their back. It can't be no gray area in this shit. It's too many fucking gray areas in this shit. And see, Dr. King said this shit. Dr. Martin Luther King said back in the fucking day. I'm telling you, he said this shit, bro. If y'all don't fucking stand up right now, the kids ain't gonna respect y'all in the future, bro. Dr. King said this shit. He was damn near a prophet, bro. That's why I ain't got nothing but respect. After all of my real research with Dr. King, I done been on the whole roller coaster about Dr. King. And damn it, I done came to the final conclusion. The brother was a prophet, bro. Because he told niggas, if y'all don't stand up now, and if you don't show no fucking backbone now, your kids ain't gonna respect you in the future. And that's exactly what we got now. A bunch of niggas that never really stood up, so your kids don't respect you now. Real shit. That's what the fuck going on right now. I put that shit on my motherfucking soul, boy. I put that shit on my soul. So many kids don't respect the parents because the parents have fucking failed the kids in the black community, bro. And I mean that shit. For the most part, yeah, they love them to death. But as far as setting them up economically and preparing them mentally for what this world is on, they have not done that shit, bro. They have not done that shit. Just pushing the kid out there, pushing the black child out there, just telling them to get a job is trash. It's fucking trash because you're not preparing them for the reality of this shit. And the reality is that child could get that job. That man, that boy, that man, your child can get that fucking job. That boy or girl can get that job and do the best and be the best and still get fired. And they gonna be heartbroken behind that shit. And they ain't gonna understand it was because they black. It ain't have shit to do with their performance. It ain't have shit to do with their attendance. It ain't have shit to do with none of that. Attendance perfect, performance perfect, and fucking the best attitude, and still get fired. Man, somebody needs therapy through that, bro. Some people need therapy, man. People need therapy through this, dog. People need therapy through that shit. Do y'all understand how that can trickle down? Do y'all truly understand the impact of this shit if we don't address it, bro? Oh, man. It's just like I was saying earlier, bro. If you don't address the issue, then shit will turn into complete chaos. If you don't fix that one part on the car, and you don't fix that water pump, nigga, so much other shit from the timing belt. Next thing it's gonna be the timing belt. Next thing it's gonna be the motherfucking, the fan. Then it's gonna be the fucking radiator. These things are all the same, man. All these concepts go hand in hand and are connected, brothers and sisters. We need to be a well-oiled machine. Because again, there is no Jesus breaking out the sky. There's no Jesus breaking the sky. There's no big God breaking the sky to come save no niggas. There is nobody coming to save you. I don't care how much. Damn it, y'all. Look, man. Hey, all the respect in the world to the black church. I love the black church. But ain't nothing breaking the sky to come do shit. You done seen COVID. Too many niggas done died calling for mama and calling on God. You know what I'm saying? Shit. God ain't even break the sky for Jesus, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Jesus was on the cross. So look, man. The real Jesus, the real Christ, again, I told you, is us coming together. I told you we can summon whole fucking spaceships and UFOs, shall niggas get on the same collective frequency somehow, bro. Niggas can truly summon whole damn spaceships down this bitch. Humanity can. Toxic masculinity, dog. You know, and it's so many men that can't express themselves. You gotta look around and you gotta see this. Like, for women that wonder about toxic masculinity, I would actually say toxic masculinity is men being locked in a box so much to the point where it makes them toxic to each other. Being locked in a preset schedule of actions. We are locked in the box of a preset fucking schedule and itinerary of actions, so much so to the point where that shit makes us talk. We don't have any freedom of expression. Damn near, bro. Again, if a man can't even express how he's hurt, the fuck? Or he's weak. But toxic masculinity, supposedly. Interesting. You'll take away Kanye West's voice, Kyrie Irving's voice, the voice of black men, but you'll have Charleston White all over social media dissing black people, dissing YMW Melly's mom, saying shit like that. But brothers like Dr. Umar and myself, whole IGs getting fucking deleted. Rizza Islam, whole Instagrams deleted. You got brothers that's really dropping jewels on this bitch, whole Instagram getting deleted, and they ain't disrespecting black people. They not using no hella profanity like that, like this brother right here. Very interesting. Very interesting. And you want to talk about toxic masculinity, you know. And it's no different than a shaking soda bottle, you know. When you can't express yourself, it's like holding it all in. It's just like a soda. Like I said, it's like a shaking soda bottle. When you can't express yourself, when a human can't express themselves, it becomes just like a shaking soda bottle. Either he gonna erupt or the motherfucker gonna be flat with no flavor. One or the other. Ain't no in between. Gonna be just like a soda. Either the nigga gonna erupt or the motherfucker gonna be flat. Flat with no fucking flavor. No energy. Flat with no energy. One or the other. He gonna erupt or he gonna be flat. No energy. Government pimping kids and creating monsters, dog. I just see, and that's, again, this is why sticking together is key. This is why understanding us being picked apart is key. Because if we don't, guess what? The government gonna kidnap the fucking kids and they gonna damn have child porn rings and all that shit, bro. They gonna sacrifice them kids and all that shit. This is the synagogue of Satan that you are at war with, that you talking about, bro. The government pimping kids and creating monsters, bro. I mean it. And again, if we do not take accountability and responsibility in this war, our kids, just like Dr. King said, our kids ain't gonna respect us because they know that the system is out to fucking take them under, bro. Whether it's the prison pipeline, you know, whether it's fucking shit, all of this shit, dude. And again, a perfect example. I was just looking at this story, these two stories that was on the news, and they was talking about these both for black women, how the state took their kids from them. In one case, the black girl went to work. The girl went to work and she left her baby at home by herself one time, and the state took her kids from her. The other girl was on the playground. She was on the playground and ended up kind of losing the kid at the playground for a second. The state took her kid. One of the cases, the state got the woman paying the state for foster care, paying the state child support for foster care. Instead of actually helping these parents, their solution, the government solution, the synagogue of Satan's solution, is to take these kids and pimp them out by having the mothers pay foster care, pay child support to foster care. Bro, listen to this shit, bro. I can't make this shit up, bro. I can't make this shit up. Paying child support to foster care. In the other one, they just took her kids and you know, shit, just denied all of her rights to see her child type shit. Completely kidnapping and abducting these women's children. These are parents that are actually alive and around and want to see their children. Listen to what I'm saying. The government, the synagogue of Satan, is taking their child and making them pay child support to foster care. Child support to the government. Nigga, yo. Now, the main thing, the knockout is, if they're doing this to mothers who are alive, if they're doing this to mothers who are alive and want to see their child, nigga, imagine what they doing to kids who are being put up for adoption, bro. Oh my God. No, bro. No, bro. No. I couldn't imagine, bro. See, I'm blessed because I have people in my life that love me. I know both of my parents. I have both of my parents. I love both of my parents, and I have people in my life that love me. But I do understand that there are people out here that aren't as fortunate as me to have had that. And again, there are people out here who have been put up for adoption at birth. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. And again, my question to y'all is, if the state will take children from mothers who want to be there and make them pay child support for foster care to the state, if the synagogue of Satan will do that to active mothers, what do you think they're doing to kids who have been adopted? willingly adopted at birth. How you think they playing them? How you think they pimping them? You just seen in Atlanta, the white gay couple, the white LGBT couple just got locked up for pimping out their kids to a porn ring, like to a little sex trafficking ring. A white couple, white kids. You know what I'm saying? So I really question, and I truly do think about this situation now. It really does make me consider this. And again, the synagogue of Satan is who we're dealing with. There's no positive shit on the news and on TV and shit like that. That's why social media is so popular, I would argue. Because social media at least gives us a look at some good shit going on in the world, or some shit we can learn from in the world, because the TV ain't putting shit that we can really learn from on there. Like, ain't no real quality shit on TV too tough. And that's their fault. It's a designed reason for that. The algorithm, or however they want to say. That they would delete my Instagram for dropping too many Jews and for, exposing things. They'll do this to Kanye and block Kanye out, you know what I'm saying? And take so many sponsorships from Kanye, and they'll fire Kyrie from Nike just for talking about the Jews, just for speaking about these people. But yet on Instagram, I can follow pages and watch people get killed, like for real, for real. I can dead ass watch posts of murders, of real murders. But I can't talk about people that are doing the true injustices and the true hatred, the true spewers of hatred on this planet. I can't talk about them. But yet I can watch humanity kill itself. Interesting. Very interesting. Interesting. This whole shit is based on hate, man. This whole shit is based on hate. This whole fucking system is based on hate. And you have to understand that in order to even begin to realize how important respect is, how important love, respect, building with each other is. In order to understand how important that is, you have to take note of the beast and the workings of hatred, the spewing of hatred, and the social engineering that derives from that spirit of hatred. And that spirit of deception, covering up so many lies and lack of accountability. You have to realize how this shit trickles down in order to understand the opposite side, in us loving and respecting each other and sharing knowledge and resources in economy, a true economy. Very interesting, dog. And I would actually say for real, one of the most important things, dog, is I was just telling my folk this, bro. In the hood, we don't have a rites of passage for young men. We haven't established rites of passage for young men. This shit is the most important shit. One of the most important things that black people got to start establishing rites of passage for young men. Milestones of manhood. You know what I'm saying? We don't even talk about milestones enough, and setting milestones and short-term goals, long-term goals for yourself, But to have a rites of passage. And because we haven't consciously established rites of passage, we have subconsciously made rites of passage the hip-hop rap culture, the commercialized rap culture, And the commercialized rap culture says being a man is catching a body, going to jail, having babies out of wedlock, not taking care of black women type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are kind of like, well, I ain't gonna say not taking care of black women because they say they take care of their hoes or whatever. So I guess I'm gonna take that one off. But catching a body, going to jail, and having kids out of wedlock, just not being married type shit. The lack of family. I guess we'll just say the lack of family in a sense. Like, don't trust no bitch, I don't trust no nigga, you know, that's lack of family type shit. Lack of a bond, lack of trust, right? So these are the things that have established rites of passage. Catching a body, going to jail, lack of trust. Sounds about right. You know what I'm saying? These are the rites of passage. Now, again, if we start to set our own milestones on things and our own goals on things, then that's different. You know, if we start putting our own rites of passage on things, and we can tell young men, these are your milestones of manhood. When you start paying this kind of bill, when you start paying your own phone bill, you know, that's a milestone of manhood. After you've had a job for a year or two, after you saved up this much money for yourself, or after you started this kind of account, after you've opened this kind of account, that's a milestone of manhood right there. You know, that's a rite of passage right there. Type shit. We don't have those things, those activities and those things that we have laid out for them that they could follow. We don't have a syllabus of activities for them to complete to mark their manhood. And again, that's rites of passage, dog. And since we haven't consciously done that, subconsciously, the enemy has commercialized the rites of passage into something that is completely self-destructive, you know. And so I've come to realize, dog, you know, especially for black men, there's not much to really build us up, help us, preach positivity into us and shit like that. And I realize when we are confident, when we uplift ourselves and when we speak life into ourselves, people say we're arrogant or we're assholes. When we don't want to go along with the shit that's going on, we're assholes. We're arrogant. We're the angry black man. All of these things, you know. And all of this is interesting because, you know, perfect example, right? Kevin Samuels. They called him an asshole, arrogant asshole. When now that I actually really look at this shit, now that I actually really have taken time to assess the situation, I question, you know, I've said like, shit, it's very possible that brother was assassinated, bro. Because he was waking people up to the value of black men, to the value of black people, period. Because he would rape black women, he would rape black men, and, you know, shit like that. But he was ultimately awakening people to the value of black men and women, which ultimately made us assess each other more, which ultimately is a mandatory, necessary action and component to puzzling back people of African ancestry. You know what I'm saying? To puzzling black people again. That was extremely necessary for him to come along with that rhetoric and make us conscious of the value of each other again, somewhat. And again, as a collective, in the future, that couldn't have meant nothing but better for us. I think bro meant the best for niggas. I really do. I think he meant the best for black people, period, as a whole. Not just black men, but black women too, you know. Real shit, you know. Very interesting. So with that being said, to summarize and cap everything off, man, scripture says, you know, the first verses in Genesis say, let us make man in our image. So it's important for brothers and sisters to be wary of the images that we intake, to be wary of the images that we put out there in the world, you know what I'm saying, and how we putting it out there. Because the synagogue of Satan understands the power of imagery. And they have shaped this world in the image that they want for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's damn near the reason why I fell back from rapping, because I realized the commercialization of hip hop and the way that they created an image of the black man. They created an image of black women. And we fed into that shit completely. We fed into that shit. And you gotta think how all this shit goes like on some Adam and Eve shit. Because in the beginning of Genesis, talk about making man in our image. Then Adam and Eve, who are the originals, you know, the original people of the earth. Black people are the original people of the earth. Whether you talking about Adam and Eve, Inky and Ninty, you know, these are stories of the original people, right? You know what I'm saying? So, we're gonna make man in our image. Then Adam and Eve comes, the original man, which is us, and they feeding into the forbidden fruit. And they're casted away from God the more they feed into the forbidden fruit. Brothers and sisters, we are feeding into the forbidden fruit every day here in this country, man. Every day here in this country. We are continually, every day, consistently feeding into the forbidden fruit, and we wondering why shit is going the way it is going for us, brothers and sisters. Stop feeding into the forbidden fruit, man. See God in each other. See God in each other, man. You know, and you have to ask yourself, you know, whose image are we in now? Like I say, we gonna make man in our image. And you have to question, whose image are we in now? Whose image have we conformed to spiritually? Whose image are we in? Whose image have we conformed to spiritually? And is it our own design or of an outside source, this image? Is it one of our own kingdom, in our own temple? Or are we based on an image that was set outside of ourselves? Very, extremely important, probably most important to be real with and diagnose about self. Image, brothers and sisters. Let us make man in our image. Whose image are we in? Whose image have we conformed to spiritually? Is it our own design or of an outside source? Brothers and sisters, I love you so much. Hope y'all have a wonderful, awesome day again. It's yours truly, Tahuti Colossal Prophet Williams. In this bitch, dropping no jewels on you. Holla at your guala. You heard?